Stay frosty and check out redzonecoins.com for the cheapest, fastest coins on the market. Use code DIRECTOR at checkout for 15% off.
Kia ora, brothers. What's up? It's the Director, Madden Ultimate Team fans. We got a hot one today. Custom card art coming in hot, but it's not just any custom card art this week, fellas. We actually got a couple of fans from the Discord that have put together some card art to show off to you guys today. So I'm just going to give it the royal treatment. Try and show off some of the work that you guys are doing in the comments. Huge shout out to REVIS and Bradley for putting these together. If you guys would like to be part of the community card art videos, be sure to join the Discord and post it in the custom card art section. We may put your art in the next video, but till then, REVIS and Bradley are holding down the fort, and it should be a really good time. So what should we call me now? Is it Director or like Godfather of card art? I'm excited to show this stuff off, guys. Really cool seeing the community get together and get more involved. Before we start jumping into the card art, guys, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps out a lot. And before we actually start rolling, I do want to give you guys a heads up that there's going to be a code somewhere in this video for 100,000 coins via my sponsor, redzonecoins.com. If you guys pay attention and use your eyeballs, you will see a code somewhere throughout this video. Put it into this website, you'll get a free crispy 100,000 coins. Now with that, guys, let's get into this video. Lights, camera,
action.
community custom card art. This is kind of rad. I'm not gonna lie. I get to sit back and, you know, give it the royal animation treatment and kind of react to a lot of the stuff that these guys are making. It's really cool. A really cool thing for you guys in the comments to be doing. Let's start off with the guy that we had up at the top. Brian Burns with the Rising Star promo. I think this is what's coming out on Wednesday, so this may be a good sneak peek of what to expect. Brian Burns, 90 speed, 91 acceleration. This guy would be an absolute animal, of course, playing the right end position. When you're talking about speed at right end, I think it's between him and Julius Peppers. Both of them Carolina Panthers. This would be an awesome item to add to anybody's squad, not just Panther squads in Madden Ultimate Team. Next up, we got the man from Tampa Bay, Devon White. Now, Devon White has emerged as one of those must-have items in Madden Ultimate Team because of his combination of speed and height. Pretty good zone coverage and hit power as well, man. So I feel like this Devon White would be an awesome addition. 92 speed. That's exactly the kind of guy you want out there at middle linebacker if you want a user with your LB. Next up, a team that's close to my heart. Hayward Jr. Now, some of you may argue that maybe he's better suited for like a veterans promo. That might be true, but at the same time, Hayward would be a pretty decent item. REVIS has them pegged 86 speed, pretty good. 87 zone, 91 man, though. That's where he's really going to excel. On a theme team like my own, of the Chargers, he would actually be a pretty decent slot cornerback. Next up, this is probably one of my favorite cards in this whole batch, a man from Tennessee. Jonnu Smith, 89 speed. Jonnu Smith has emerged as one of those breakout guys for the Tennessee Titans this year. He's been absolutely crazy. You have him in fantasy, he's been pretty solid for you. But I think where Madden Ultimate Team fans will get excited is a Jonnu Smith with 89 speed. You throw sprinter on him, you throw whatever theme team on him, you can get him up to as far as like 93 speed if he doesn't have a power up. So this is a pretty solid item. I think a lot of people would absolutely love a Jonnu Smith upgrade. Next up, let's give a little bit of love to the offensive lineman. Ragno centers for the lines, 90 strength, 92 awareness, which is pretty important when you're talking about your center because, of course, it does replace your weakest link on the offensive line. Their awareness does. 88 pass block, and then where's his run block? 87 run block. So he'd be a pretty solid item in a year where, you know, centers are kind of hard to come by. I think Ragno would be an excellent choice. Next up, let's move on to Thursday, which includes the limiteds. Cornerback cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. This would be a pretty highly coveted item in Madden Ultimate Team right now. He always plays very, very nice. In Madden 20, he was one of the first cards that you got, and man, was that card good. 93 overall at 92 speed with 84 zone and 91 man. Would definitely be one of the top tier cornerbacks in the game, and I'm pretty sure Saints fans are completely ready to get a brand new Marshawn Lattimore in the game. So that's a pretty solid card, guys. Next up, the quarterback Texans fans have been waiting for. Desean Watson. Now, this year, running quarterbacks aren't as crazy. Maybe you just like improviser quarterbacks aren't as crazy, but I still think Desean Watson would rise above most of the rest. 93 overall with 87 speed, 89 throw on the run, 92 throw under pressure, 91 throw power, and he hits all the accuracies with chemistry. I do think that this guy would be an absolutely awesome quarterback. We continue to see a carousel of quarterbacks in Madden Ultimate Team. I think Desean Watson would be a very popular item as well. Next up, moving into Friday with the 50 players. Starting with REVIS, one of the most famous of all Madden Ultimate Team cornerbacks. This guy is absolutely insane in his heyday. Of course, penciling the term REVIS Island. 91 speed with 89 zone, 94 man, and 92 press. He's really high in all of the coverage stats. Maybe not as fast as some of the other guys that we'll see later in the game, but definitely try and get him on your squad because of how good he is in coverage. I call it REVIS Island for a reason, and I feel like he would be so good Madden Ultimate Team coming back into the fold. Next up, the man from Dallas. Right outside linebacker, DeMarcus Ware. 88 speed outside linebacker. We're starting to see some pretty decent speed at outside linebacker, including Lawrence Taylor. DeMarcus Ware is definitely one of those guys that holds up against those big names. 90 block shed, 93 power move, 88 finesse move. He would be among the best of the rushing outside linebackers in the game. Watch out, because DeMarcus Ware is coming. Next up, the glitched player from last year that no one ever wanted to see again. Dickerson. Of course I meant that as a compliment. 92 speed, 89 truck, 89 brake tackle, 92 change of direction with that kind of size as well. This card would be absolutely insane. Now, most people have a sour taste in their mouths because Dickerson last year was an absolute glitch and he was the meta for a couple months straight. But I think in Madden 21, he'd be an awesome running back. Hopefully not too glitchy, but just glitchy enough to get everybody excited. Dickerson, 93 overall. And finally, let's move into Saturday for our legends. Starting with wide receiver Terrell Owens, T.O. I think a lot of people have been expecting T.O. to come into the game very soon because he's been heavily involved with the yard. I think they got a lot of stuff going on with him in that game mode. I think that it would be really cool to have him at this point in the game enter into Madden Ultimate Team. His route running is pretty decent. I think, maybe you want to get some chemistry on. We get that deep route running threshold. Other than that, I think 91 speed, great catching stats. He'd be a very popular item, and honestly, he was one of the better wide receivers under the radar in Madden 20. And finally, to cap it all off, one of the best users in Madden Ultimate Team, Brian Erlacker. Now, Erlacker, he's something like 6'3" or 6'5", somewhere around. He's a very, very tall linebacker, and to bring him back into the fold right now, I think is a very appropriate time because linebackers aren't being used very much because a lot of people think that it's just better to use a safety. Well, if you got a guy with his kind of size back there, 83 zone coverage, 88 speed, I think he would do just fine. Not to mention he's got pretty great strength and tackling as well. So Brian Erlacker is going to be the final card from our community card art video. Well, guys, that's going to be the end of this one. If you guys want a chance to get your card art displayed on the community card art videos, hit us up with a like and sub, and hit me up on Twitter and or our Discord. The link is in the description for both. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Huge shout out to R9tar and Bradley. Also, Bradley wanted to let you know he does have an awesome IG account, Washington Football Dispatch. Go ahead and give that a follow if you want to see more of his work. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time, and as always, stay frosty.